One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
What it do? What it do? Welcome back to another Let's Bet It Shorty. I know I just got on a little bit ago. I gave out some hot dog plays, but it was funny after I got off. I started making a grocery list and doing some stuff, and I started thinking about the slate for tomorrow. And I know that the Fever and the Sparks played, so I started kind of looking at the game, and it hit me. I'm like, they just played each other last week. And they played them, I'm pretty sure, at home. And I'm pretty sure the Fever got outscored by 18 points in the fourth quarter and blew a lead and lost the game outright. Now they're playing them again. So I'm not good with the SDQL. So I hit GLB and we cooked up some stuff, man. And we want to share it because we feel like this line is probably going to go up.
Yeah, for sure. It's, in the morning I'm doing my usual looking through systems. I'm kind of here at the computer, and yeah, I think you found something good at a high level, right? Like we want to back the Fever, right, against a spread full game, but then using the power of SDQL and sort of the custom tables that I use, we said let's dig deeper. Like guy I work with says we're at the 30,000 foot view, looking at everything, and we see full game spread. Let's come down to the 10,000 foot view, and let's find those quarter bets, those weird third quarter team total over, that kind of stuff. And sure enough, I think we were successful.
Yeah. So do you want to share your screen just so we can?
Yeah, let me see if I can. I've been having a little bit of trouble with it.
So basically, while he's working on that, I went to GLB and I was like, what does a query look like for a team that is coming off a previous home loss to the team that they're currently playing, which applies, to today or tomorrow. So the Fever previously lost to the Sparks last week at home. Now they're favorites of 5 or more in this or in the rematch. And stop me when I'm wrong, if I didn't write this down, GLB. But
and real quick, the screen sharing is being a little bit of a pain because I have one big ass monitor, but I'll get this squared away.
Okay.
For the future,
okay.
but yeah, if you say it, I'll let you know if you say anything wrong here.
But so yep, five the home faves of 5 or more with in-season revenge, and they lost at home to the current opponent. They are 35-7 straight up, 26-16 against the spread, and 25-17 to the under.
Since 2018, yep.
Since 2018, yep, I left that out. So since 2018. Home favorites of 5 or more with in-season revenge, and they lost at home to the current opponent, 35-7 straight up, 26-16 against the spread, and 25-17 to the under. Now, after we break all of this down, I'm going to go back and I'm going to let you know why there's a ton that I like in this game. But GLB, you want to add the other?
Yeah. Yeah. So we took that trend, system, query, whatever want to call it. We took that and we threw it into my custom table so we could see kind of everything: quarters, halves, team totals, opponent team totals. And there was a lot of info there, but we then realized, like, hold on a second. The Fever did something yesterday that's kind of, I don't want to say rare, but it was interesting, right? They won by a shit ton. So what we decided to do is let's just take a look at those same teams again, who a home favorite of 5 or larger, who has in-season revenge, and they lost, right? They lost at home to the Sparks the last time they played. Well, show me how those teams do if they're off a win by double digits. It's not random because the Fever won by a ton yesterday, but we can't look at games where a team won by 20, 25, because it just doesn't happen often. So we decided, hey, let's take a look at teams who won by double digits. And what we noticed is that it's happened 9 times since 2018. And this custom table has me looking at the first quarter, Fever first quarter against the spread, first half, and full game. And what I see here is these teams in the first half, excuse me, these teams in the first half are 8-1, but that one loss, sorry, I think I'm mixing stuff up here. I meant to say full game. These teams full game have lost 3 times, but when they win, they're winning by double digits. These teams have won the full game by 15, 17, 16, 10, 17, and then we have some losses. Point being is the Fever should come into this game with some good momentum, enough to cover the first quarter, the first half, and the full game. But I think we settled on one of those, right, Dimes? I'll send it over to you.
Yeah, I think we settled on the first half. That number is up right now on the ESPN bet. I know it's not up on FanDuel, DraftKings. You'll probably won't see them until maybe later this evening or tomorrow morning. But ESPN bet does have it at 3.5 minus 120. It's dangerous, I feel like, to wait, but this might be a 2-unit play for me. The way, and here's my other cap to this too. You know, we just gave you the data, right? The Fever blew that game against the Sparks. They had that game in control. And LA came out in the fourth quarter, outscored them 35-17, and just stole the game from them. Since that game, they put Ari McDonald in the starting lineup, and you've seen the defense like take off. They're a totally different team with her on the floor. I think their last 5 games, they've held their team or their opponents to their team total under. So the way they looked against the Aces last night, that was unexpected. I thought that was going to be a letdown from the Commissioner's Cup. They damn near won that game by 30. And then the previous game, what they did to the Lynx. So I think ever since Ari McDonald has gotten entered into that starting lineup, it's done something to that team. Sydney Colson just wasn't cutting it. But all of this just makes too much sense. But my official play on this game, it is going to be the Fever first half minus 3.5. I may even get there on the full game. I like the first half under. I played it last night against the Aces. The first half under, I think, is a smash spot. There's just a ton I like in this game, but 3.5 is going to be my official one for now.
And you said that was the first half?
Yep.
Yeah. The Sparks as a dog off a loss. So the Sparks are an underdog and they lost in their last game. The first half, okay, they've won by 4, lost by 4, won by 1, lost by 10. It's kind of up and down, right? But as far as the full game goes, the Sparks they're 2-5 to the full game. And I'm looking at some of these losses. Lost by 3 on the 21st to the Mercury. Lost by 15 to the Aces. Lost by 31 to the Storm. Lost by 16. Lost by 10. There's a couple wins in there, of course, but I just really think that the Sparks don't perform well full game in this specific spot. And I think that the system the Fever fall into are, those teams perform very well. So yeah, I think first quarter, first half, full games, Fever.
Yeah, yep. I'm not sure what that first half total is yet. I need to look, but if there's going to be another play for me in that game, it might be that one. So just a lot to like. We just wanted to share it with you guys, before a number moved or something like that. Like the game ain't till tomorrow. So yeah, do your research for yourself. And but that's going to be my official play is the first half. GLB, you got some baseball for us too, right?
Yeah, 4th of July, so a little bit of a weird day. I might post these, might not. But Cubs and Blue Jays money line parlay. I think that's just 2 teams we can throw in a parlay and, hope it cashes, right? The Blue Jays is a 10-2 trend that I track this season, which essentially has something to do with teams who just won as a home dog. There's a couple other factors there, but what this is showing me is that the teams are 10-2 money line. They're also 9-3 on the run line. So Blue Jays minus 1.5 looks like it could be legit, considering these teams in these spots, in this spot, cover by an average of 2.4 runs. So Blue Jays looks decent, and then the Cubs the system is 21-5 straight up, and again, it focuses on home favorites who are on a little bit of a winning streak, and they're bringing their momentum into this game. Also, I think everyone knows this. Tigers in the first game of a series. There's nothing to hide. They're 22-6 straight up, 20-8 on the run line, and 19-9 to the over. Tigers in the first game of a series means three things for me. Auto bet the run line, auto bet the full game over, and auto bet the Tigers team total over. Those are probably my main looks today. I have a couple other things here active, but yeah, so maybe we go Tigers, Cubs, Blue Jays, money line parlay. If you got a boost, you want to use it, that'd be a good look. But yeah, like we've been talking, the power of SDQL is really, it can show you things that are gross. Like that Wings team total over yesterday. I had that. It was gross. People were like, that's gross. I'm like, I know, but I show you the data.
I went the other way. I mean,
yeah, Sparks first quarter spread was, they could have won. I posted on X that the Sparks were in a good spot. Actually, let me reword that. The Liberty were not in a great spot yesterday, first quarter, and the Sparks almost, won, and we almost hit that over. But hey, it lost. This is what happens. But more importantly, you see the power of this data and these custom tables, and it's kind of something I've been, doing. So, anyone out there listening, watching, you need help with SDQL, I think I know what I'm doing here, and you've seen my spreadsheets, all that. I'm I'm borderline like OCD neurotic, dude. Like if it's not organized, it's not getting put out. Like, but I think this really is helped us today find this fever edge. And yeah, it's well, we joked too. One last thing, we joked that maybe, just saying, maybe an alt bet. Fever full game.
Yeah,
Fever full game minus 9.5. Because like I mentioned before, teams in the situation that the Fever are in, home favorite with in-season revenge, all that, they're winning the full game by double digits basically every single time.
Yeah.
One time they didn't, they won by 9. Maybe minus 8.5, maybe minus 9.5. But, in the NBA, we used to joke like, who are we going to bet minus 19.5 on, right? Is it going to be the Thunder?
Yeah.
This crazy minus 20 alt line. But we weren't so crazy after all, because we knew the times and the spots, and Fever minus 9.5.
What they were doing. Yeah.
So it's kind of like
I don't know what the odds on that are. I don't even think alt lines are out. But
yeah, probably not.
Awesome.
Something to throw out there.
But that's it for me, man. GLB, you got anything else, bro?
No, I'll be back to normal probably after the holiday, and I might start putting out some quick little videos too, sharing my screen, showing people what I look at, because I know it can be a lot, right? Like you see my screenshots sometimes, and if I don't put the little like icon, highlighting what's what, it can be like, oh my god, that's too much. But I think like you and I, we broke it down before this stream, you kind of see how I think, and it kind of it can really show you some stuff. So
make sure you follow him on Twitter. He has system plays that he puts out on MLB. I'm probably gonna be on that parlay too. So
yeah. Post that.
Yep. So all right, y'all. Enjoy your 4th. Have fun. Chill out. Like I said earlier, try and find a pool, because I'm gonna find one. Peace out,
nice
y'all.
Here. Peace.
If you broke, try to have a nice day. If you're fat, try to have a nice day. If you're skinny, try to have a nice day. If you got a big head, try to have a nice day. If your mama's ugly, try to have a nice day. If your daddy whoop your ass, try to have a nice day. If a dog bites you in the ass, bite him back and try to have a nice day. Try to have a nice day. See, that's my theme. Try to have a nice day. I'm about to leave right now and go try to have me a nice day. All right. Try to have a nice day.